what's your name?
Hi, I'm Jillian Hardy.
Okay, Jillian. What is climate change?
Climate change is global warming.
That's right. That's exactly right. Climate change is more commonly known as global warming, and it's caused by the emission of heat-trapping gases produced by vehicles and power plants.
Okay.
So, would you say that climate change is bad?
Not really. I mean, not in my opinion. I wouldn't think so.
So,
It might be to some other people, but not me.
so are you doing anything to help us combat climate change, kind of like the schools recycling and things like that?
Yeah, I recycle a lot. Not even just at school, but everywhere else. You know.
That's great. Well, thank you for the interview. So what is your name?
Hello, my name is Devin Lewis.
Okay, Devin. What is climate change?
Climate change is global warming, maybe?
That's a good answer. Climate change is more commonly known as global warming, and it's caused by the emission of heat-trapping gases produced by vehicles and power plants and deforestation. Cool. So, would you say that climate change was bad?
Yeah.
What are some ways that we can combat climate change?
Ladies, stop spraying your hair shinging everywhere and
Yeah,
stuff.
that's good.
We should get hybrids. They don't put out all that smoke and stuff in there. And close all the factories in China.
Well, are you doing anything yourself to help?
I'm riding my bike a lot instead of driving.
Really?
Yeah.
That's great.
Not now, but in the summer and spring. But yeah.
Well, that's good. That's great. That's great. Seems like you're helping the environment a lot. Well,
Go environment. Go green.
Good. Hey, what's your name?
My name is Deborah Reed.
Well, hi, Miss Reed. What would you say climate change was?
Climate change is not a short-term term. It's something that's long-term over not just a few years, but it should indicate a trend in weather patterns that are different from what has been the norm.
That's a good answer. Climate change is more commonly known as global warming. It is caused by the emission of heat-trapping gases produced by different car emissions and power plants. So, would you say that climate change was a bad thing?
Well, if you look at what you just said, yes, it is, because it seems to indicate that things like the polar ice caps will be melting, that the amount of carbon dioxide in our atmosphere is going to increase, which will cause other problems. And so I would think it would be a bad thing.
Yeah,
yes.
Probably. So what are some things that we might do to help combat climate change?
Well, one of the first things I think we need to do is to do some research into use of fossil fuels. It is a limited resource anyway. It's not a renewable resource. So I think the first thing we're going to need to do is to reduce our dependence on fossil fuel. And of course, one way to do that is to look at the energy efficient cars that are available that do not use fossil fuel or use some type of combination of other source of power and fossil fuel. We also need to look at just general electricity use, those kinds of things. First of all, we need to be very conservative in what we use. And then we also need to look at maybe alternative ways to produce electricity.
That's great. So is there anything that you're doing by yourself as an individual to help combat climate change?
Well, right now we are in the process of looking for a new vehicle that will use a different source of power and a renewable resource. One of the things that we did do, it's a small thing, but when we were looking at replacing the flooring in our home, we did not, most of our friends had gone with hardwoods. We went with bamboo and cork, which is a renewable resource.
Wow.
We're kind of cutting edge on that. We were kind of proud of that.